Welcome back to this tutorial. In this video, we are going to be configuring device compliance. Configuring device compliance settings in Microsoft Intune ensures that devices meet your organization's security requirements. So let's go direct into the practical training. To configure device compliance settings, what you need to do is to go to your Microsoft Intune Admin Center and then go to Devices. In Devices, under Manage Devices, you can see we have Compliance. So click on Compliance, and here you can see we have the plus sign which we can use to create policy. We also have the notification, also have return or compliance devices which will be listed here, and also have our compliance settings. You see, compliance status validity period is about 30 days. We can actually change this, but let's go to our policies first. So we need to click create policy, and then you want to select the right platform. You can see we have different platform here. For example, we have the Windows 10 and later, or if you want to actually configure this for Windows 8.1 and later, which means Windows 8.1, Windows 10 and Windows 11. So let me go for Windows 10 and later. The profile type, you can see it's automatically selected. So click create. In create here, you will need to give a name. So let me just call this, for example, global compliance policy. This is just an example. We can also give a description. For example, says created by Kelvin Johnson, and then we can now click next. Here in next, you can see we have different policies, compliance policies we can actually configure. For example, we have the custom compliance. We can say custom compliance, but I don't want to configure that right now. Let's go to the device health. In device health, we can say, well, I want all my device, my Windows 10 and Windows 11, to require BitLocker for that device to be marked as compliant. So if BitLocker is not in that device, it will be marked as non-compliant. And here we can actually go for the secure boot, but let me just leave that for now. And also we also have, like, for example, we can go for the device property. You can say the minimum OS version should be, or the maximum OS version. I'm not going to set that for now. And here we have configuration manager compliance. If you are using configuration manager as the SCCM in your environment, you can also, if you are doing co-managed devices, you can also say that your device requires device compliance from compliance manager. On our system security here, for example, we can say require a password to unlock mobile device. You can as well configure that. And for the encryption, you can say your device, for example, should require antivirus. Here you can see it says require any antivirus solution registered with Windows Security Center. So which means if there is no antivirus on that device, it's going to be marked as non-compliance. We can also go for the Microsoft Defender anti-malware. So let's just click next for now. And here for the action for non-compliance, you can say mark device non-compliant. We can say we can actually send an email, or we can add device to a retire list. But for now, I just don't want to do that. Let me just delete. Next. And here we can actually add a group. I'm going to click add groups. And during the add groups, let me just go for the following group. I'm going to select the client Windows and then click select. And here you can see we have two devices. So I have two devices, which is one is a Windows 10 and the other one is a Windows 11 device. So I'm going to click next. And then now you can actually check and review your policy you just created, or you can actually edit it if you think it's not properly configured. Here you can see BitLocker require and antivirus require. Let's click create. And our policy is being created. So this will actually take some time for the device to receive this policy, but we can actually speed things up by going to devices and make sure that those devices are on. I only have two devices here. For example, we can select the first one. You can see at this moment it says compliant. We can actually try to sync this policy with that device and then go back again to the second device and then try to also sync with this device. So you can see right now both says they are compliant. So you want to make sure that the BitLocker is encrypted on that device, or the BitLocker is turned on that device, if I go to require key, you can see for the device it has already BitLocker. And for the C001, you can also always check here. You can see at this moment there is no BitLocker on that device. So let's just wait for those devices to receive this, the policy we just, the compliance policy we just deployed, and see if they are compliant. But mind you, after syncing your device, it will take some time for that, for all the policies to be applied to that device. And again, you may restart or reboot your device for the policies to take effect. And again, if you are working as an Intune administrator, if, for example, the policy is still not applied to that device, don't worry, don't stress out. It may still take some, even the next day, that when user comes to the office, start his device, and again, the device will continue to sync with Intune, and then the device will actually, the policies will actually be stated compliant or non-compliant, and the users may as well receive a kind of a message saying that his device is not compliant. And again, for example, you can also encrypt your device using Intune to actually require that device to have BitLocker, or encrypt that device with BitLocker, which the user is going to receive a notification on his device that he or she needs to encrypt that device. I think I did that in one of the video, which of course you can see how to create the device configuration policy.